Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
Of disengage, but there was also not really a great way to reliably lock down Smash as Lahens and Gideon.
Right. Yep, they're looking for an angle here as Smash could be the target. There's the headbutt, double pulverized from Lahens as Gio just not really able to do anything because Owner's making his way forward. He picks up a Poppy and looks to see whether he can get rid of him, and there is first blood, and it goes to the Zeri. Flash forward here from Owner. They are not done yet. But actually they are, because Nongshim will make it to their turret still. The push is going to...
A Zeri is always hard. Smash also has Ghost, so between Ghost and Heal, even with the double knock-up, not quite going to be in range. Just another attempt at the play.
We're going for it one more time. That's another double pulverize, getting the flash this time out of Smash.
That's good. Good play.
Yeah, well played.
Gio has not been hitting these arrows, as Doran might be in trouble again.
Yeah, doesn't have flash this time around, so he's just going to get booped around like a ragdoll, and Gideon going to help Kingen grab his first kill of the game. And he'll get some plates for his trouble as well. They answered. First Dragon hasn't even been looked at here 10 minutes into the game, as Kingen is just wandering around being frustrating. Owner making his way in though, as Doran kind of giving it away. Misses the last needlework there, as we can see. So Kingen
missing Kingen.
All right, he's feeling pretty safe. Does have the flash, elects not to use it, as he does then jump over, but the seismic shove comes in, and of course he is just going to die. T1, with the help of Faker, are able to grab their second.
Big mistake there, Mike.
That's what Jisun has.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Nope. She is also always in our heads telling us what's going on. As the first Dragon of the game taken, again, I think the matchup is really rough. But I also do think that at this point in the game, being almost 1,000 gold behind without really any intervention is not where you want to be as Lahens.
Yeah, Faker going to look for him here as he holds the seismic shove for a really long time. Gets turned into a little snowman, which is adorable, and keeps his cool. Holds onto the flash.
That's
Faker
big.
takes a big Q there from Gio at the same time, as Doran going for it once again. That last needlework not quite going to connect, as Faker is everywhere, but Calyx is still going to kill this turret no matter what he does. Let's see whether Faker can finish him off. The answer is no, because there is a Sun Disc being put up.
The objective first is a really big deal. Look at the zone control to come through here, but there's no Leandris yet on Calyx, so he doesn't really bother Owner too much.
Yep, and you've got Gio now positioned in the mid lane. Doran on a flank angle as the rest of Nongshim just going to move down to welcome him to this fight. It might give Owner a bit of an angle here, as Shock Blast will be avoided. The rest of T1 just not wanting to overextend the ebb and flow here as Calyx looks for a flank angle. He is spotted, and remember, there are rocks, so he can't just use that shifting sands with impunity. Gio now continuing to get some control here as Smash comes down to collect the wave. And Nongshim still holding on to this one, but it should be a 50-50 as he just gets rid of him. And that is just going to be a bit of a burst onto this Rift Herald, as there it is, it's stolen by Owner. Not going to be able to pick up this Azir with the Impale, and now Gio comes on over Carrier. Gonna have to get himself out of there as Lahens does have the ulti, and back in he goes! Oh! Smash gets taken by this Azir, but it's still feats of strength going over to T1. Gideon in a lot of trouble, as well as Kingen. Gonna have to try and get out of there, but Faker, there is no way out for the chase. And now Owner is running from Calyx, but he's got a blast cone, and Faker says, get out. Here's a wall, and step behind it, and they do so.
Carrier, Smash goes over the wall, the flash pulverized to take one of the biggest damage, and then,
Gio's just dead. Faker is just going to murder him underneath his own turret.
We don't even get, Lahens. This kill on Gio that, oh my guy.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, just walked up to cue the cannon. Gio's
Arakan is going to spawn. It's of the voracious variety, because we do not have very much action so far this game. And Lahens is going to have his back stopped, and maybe he is just dead. He does have his ultimate, so it might be that one that needs to be pressed first, but he doesn't even want to do that.
I feel like he should have.
Yeah, I'm going to say that that was an unforced error.
Now
on this area, and now with the Leandris, they have a lot of DPS to try and take this one down as well. No vision given over, as
Gideon has his ult.
Got a teleport coming in from the Gwen as Lahens gets on top of Smash. The heroic charge comes down, and that is a piercing arrow to execute the Zeri. They're now losing so much of their DPS in this fight. As now King in positions behind his team, and we're flipping. We are going to land the Chains of Corruption, and there goes the jungler in support. They'll take the voracious Otacon. Calyx grabs his second against Doran, and Nongshim destroy the team fight.
All part of Lahenz's long-term plans, Atlas.
Oh, there it is.
Bait them into a false sense of security by dying, then make sure that they go up the...
As Gideon's going to have to flash to get out of the way of that one. Activating Hex Flash may be a positive. Now Doran gets into the mist. I don't know about this one as they evict the jungler, and Gideon is just going to say that is time for us to take the outer turret.
That was actually really funny. So Doran used the mist, so I could see a scenario where they don't really use the range to the maximum potential, just kind of run in. But they do get the dragon, and that's a really big deal.
Yep. I think the thing that's impressed me the most is how they've shut down Doran so effectively. Even there is some vision here for T1, but they're just over the wall.
They're not clued into this at all.
Yep.
You don't see any pings. It's a T1 Baron! And they're getting T1s!
Oh, look at all of the vision that they avoided.
It's gone!
It's just gone. It's just gone. They are masterminds. They are using T1's strategies against them. Now they're going to get the idea of what's going on, but there goes the Baron, and Lahan says, Owner, get the heck out of here. They might lose their Alistair, but I don't think they're too worried about that one, as goodbye Gwen. And the Impale is going to skewer him, but I mean, you can eat a kebab, but you're not going to win this game. I got to stop making the steak references. I really do.
I just needed the second to parse that one. I'm like, what? Kebabs? That's too expensive for a kebab, okay? Are you giving up a Baron? That's not worth.
That's the Wagyu kebab right there. But yeah, no, top side.
Ooh. And as you highlighted, I do think that we talked a lot about Faker. I think this game he has been having a great impact on Celia. A lot of impact in side lanes, looking a lot cleaner.
They're getting engaged on. There's a free double pulverize there as Doran pulls himself over. Seismic Shove doesn't get Gideon over the wall as he flashes away. Some knockouts coming on through here as Smash has already grabbed a kill, and Ona, he comes on in, but Lahenz has got an unbreakable will, and he's basically immortal. Kingen gonna take down the Scorpion and gets rid of Smash. Still, they're able to take down this Jason. Every kill that T1 gets is worth so much more because they're getting rid of the Barons.
It means that Locken and Kingham means that he ends up dying. I think Calyx was actually looking for more there.
Whoa! Gio, what are we doing? We are baiting out the enemy team as they push Owner in.
It's a trap!
Billy's looking for Gio, and maybe this is why Gio is playing like a plastic bag for the early game, to set up for the greatest bait of all time.
Well, he fooled us, so of course he also fools T1.
All right, well, Calyx has got out of there and in there at the same time. Still
a second Infernal Drake happens.
Yeah, second Infernal going to go over. They're going to move on over. There is a Scry's Orb just to make sure that they're not taking this Baron down. And Calyx and Gideon take that as an invitation. Lahenz, he could be the target. He does have to use the ult to get out of the Impale. Flick back there as well as they are committing to this Baron. Doran's getting over there, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to do this in time as Owner is relatively low and they're still on this Baron. Owner is going to have to flash out, but there goes Calyx, and it's Smash that's being the hero. The Baron will be locked down by Nongshim, and now they really want to get out of there. All that wild growth from Carrier says no to King, and Jiu's on the wrong side of the map. Gideon, the last Baron left standing as he's going to get the flick. There goes the kill, and T1 right back in the driver's seat.
They clean aced them! That's game!
That should just be game over.
Ah!
Okay.
Not even close, Atlas.
Yeah,
this was...
They were in control the whole time.
All along. There was no worry whatsoever.
Nope.
I did not expect the Infinity Edge power spike to be that big a deal. As, they do not...
Well, actually tanking a little bit.
It's too much.
I don't think Calyx is going to be able to kill this minion wave.
Well, you will.
And they got 5 grubs.
There's the next one, right? The next one is Kongan in. That's just it.
Yep. They're just going to be able to execute these turrets. Down goes the Nexus as well, and T1 just rip victory from the jaws of defeat in game 1. I don't think that there's going to be too much